and join your phone to the, okay, you started live streaming on YouTube. So it is start as usual and join your phone to the meeting in order to use it as a microphone. So it's just saying that you can use like your phone as a microphone and the presentation slides from the laptop.
So we use both, huh?
Both, that's it.
Let's see. Let me try to launch everything back on my laptop.
During this time, we hope all participants who registered for this workshop join. So I see the number is increasing and hopefully it will increase more and more.
So give me 5 minutes, yeah? 8:50.
Take your time, Sandra. I'm sorry for the delay to our participants.
Hello.
Oh, working.
All right.
Yeah, nice. I'll just give you a co-host. Amazing.
Okay, now you can hear me and you can see me as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, shall we start now or?
I need to open back my presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can start with some introduction, perhaps.
Okay. So, Assalamu alaikum and welcome all. We are pleased to have you here among us on our insightful workshop presented by our amazing speaker, Mr. Nizam Ahmed. So, Mr. Nizam Ahmed has a total 15 years professional working experience in human resources, education sponsorship, graduate program, marketing and management. He also has been managing HR operations, such as recruitment, performance management, and learning and development at various corporate departments. So without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Nizam Ahmed.
So it's my time now?
Your time.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't get your name. Are you Abdul Rahman? No?
Yes, Salam.
You are the one that I'm connecting via LinkedIn, is it? All right, Abdul Rahman Alatas. All right. Thank you very much for having me, guys. I think I can only see you, right, Abdul Rahman? I'm not sure about other people. I think others are not actually turning on their video, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to talk to you. Sometimes it's awkward when I'm talking alone, all right? So let me share my screen first. Right, so Abdurrahman, let me know if you can see the screen.
Yes, we can see the screen.
All right. Thank you for having me. Yes, call me Nizam Ahmad. You can find me on LinkedIn and also TikTok. I think Abdurrahman found me on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
Nizam Ahmad. Okay. So a little bit about my background. Yes, I graduate of International Islamic University Malaysia in 2007. Bachelor in Business Administration, specialization in marketing, all right? And I first joined a government, after graduated, I joined a government sector, working with the Malaysian Handicraft Development Corporation. So I have about 1.5 years in the government sector. Before that, actually, of course, I also job hunting. I've been to several organizations working for as short as 1 day. I even work as within 1 day and then I resigned the next day. I also work, I think the longest is maybe 1 month or 1 week. That's the longest period that upon my graduation, right? I've been doing a lot of part-time job before that, and then I started joining the government sector on contract basis, 1.5 years. And then in 2009, I've been called by Petronas. They found my resume, my application via JobStreet. At that point of time, JobStreet is the most popular job portal at that point of time. And then I attended the interview, and alhamdulillah, until today, I stay with Petronas. That's about 13 years, okay? I'm going to celebrate my 13 years anniversary tomorrow, I think. Today, what day is it? 14, right? 14.
It's,
Yeah, on Monday. Tomorrow is actually my 30th anniversary with Petronas. 13. Yeah.
congratulations, Mr. Nawaf.
Thank you. Thank you. So during my stint in Petronas, I've been working in human resource. I've been doing normal HR functions, recruitment, and I've been doing education sponsorship as well, managing all the Petronas scholars for about 6 years. I think I've been doing education sponsorship in 6 years. I've been, visiting a lot of universities, visiting a lot of schools, talking about Petronas education sponsorship. And then now I'm the HR manager for Group Digital. Okay, I'm involved in the recruiting our digital talents, our data scientists, cyber security, data engineers, software engineers, right, to go into Petronas Group Digital. So now what I'm doing now is actually I'm serving HR Group Digital as the HR partners, right? So that is a bit about my background. So based on my background in HR and also managing students, I've been dealing with a lot of universities. That's where I get all this information. Okay, I learned about the resume, I learned about job application, I learned about job hunting, I learned about the quality of graduates, I learned about what the universities provide you guys, what actually you guys have to offer to the industry, what is the industry expectation. Well, I learned all this during my 13 years in Petronas, all right? So I believe that it is time for me to give back, all right? Whatever that I've learned in the past, I want to share with all of you. So whatever that I'm going to share today is based on my experience, is based on real stories, is based on my real experience. So this is a street learning, okay? I might not have a comprehensive research. Don't ask me about comprehensive reference. Okay, some of you are doing PhD, right? If you're doing PhD, of course, you have a very strong research methodology. I don't have that one yet, right? Because what I have is a 13 years of experience. So what I'm going to share today is based on experience. It might be applicable to some of you. Some might not. So I hope that you'll be able to differentiate and also decide which one is the best for you. Okay, you take whatever that is best for you, and then you leave whatever that you think that is not applicable to you. Right. So today, I am given 2 hours, right, Abdul Rahman? Correct, 2 hours, right?
Yes,
So this is how I'm going to divide my content for today. The first 1 hour, I'm going to talk about how to create a branded resume. Of course, the topic is how to create a CV, right? How to write a resume. But for me, everyone can write a resume. Everyone can write a CV, all right? You can always make a reference to, in the website, Google. You can just ask Mr. Google. But what I'm going to share with you today on how to create a branded resume. Why branded? I'm going to share with you later on. Okay, and also a little bit about how to make sure that your resume is ATS friendly. I'm going to share with you what is ATS. All right, and towards the next 30 minutes, I think some of you received 12 CVs or 11 CVs. I'm going to talk about that CVs after this, about that resume. We're going to critique that resume. I'm not sure whether I'm allowed to share the CV to everyone, or I'm just, I don't know. Let me know after this, Abdurrahman, whether it's actually open for public. I know whether I can share the resume to public and then we can review the CV together, or I'm just give a general feedback, just by talking points. Okay, I'm not sure. Let me know later the sensitivity. And then the last 30 minutes is for the Q&A. Or throughout my presentation, if you have any questions, you can put in the chat box. Maybe Abdurrahman, you can help me to highlight some of the critical questions that is relevant to the slides. Okay, are we good? So are you guys ready for the next 20? It's 2 hours, okay, for the next 2 hours of my presentation today. If you need any drinks, I have my drink here, okay? So that we're gonna stay, we're gonna, you can bear with me lah in the next 2 hours. Maybe we have a break after 1 hour, yeah, Abdurrahman? Okay?
Yeah, we can do so, yeah.
Okay, just let me know. Stop me if I'm going too fast, right? So, introduction. First, we need to know why we need to have a good resume. That's why you can always write a resume, but we want to write a good resume. So my formula is CIA. It's actually C, create impression to apply for job, CIA. This is normal. Most of our resume is actually just to create impression to apply for job. But actually, it's more than that. It's also to create impact and also to create interest. Okay? when you find someone that you like, a girl that you like, right? A boy that you like, I always use this methodology, lah. When you are in love with someone, right? Yeah, Abraham, you have girlfriend or not?
No, no, no.
Do you have a girlfriend already? No?
No, no, no.
Okay, just kidding. All right. So when you first met a beautiful girl, for example, right, it creates impression. That is impression, right? And then when you find something that is unique, right? I think you fell in love, right? That's impact. Okay, that is impact. I think you feel that, okay, I like this girl, right? And then when you learn more about that girl, okay, you talk to her, and then you learn more about her, you learn about her background, okay, you find something in common, that is interest. Okay, that is interest. So in your resume, at least based on the resume that I received from you guys, from the organizing community, you only have impression, but there is no impact, there is no interest. When I look at the resume, I don't feel any impactful content from the resume. I am not interested to call you for the interview. All right. So a good resume should be able to create impression, impact, and also interest. It's not only to apply for job, but also you can use your resume to answer the interview questions. That is your cheat sheet. That's the only allowable document that you can bring into the interview room. Okay. You can bring your resume, put it in front of your, put it on the table in front of your face, and then you can refer to your resume to answer interview questions. So make sure you have a good resume so that you can use that as your cheat sheet, okay, during the interview questions. And last but not least, the resume is also to be used for us, the hiring manager or the employer, to assign you to the right position. Sometimes you went for the interview for position A, for example, right? But then after the interview, yes, you passed the interview, but you are not suitable for that position A. And then his HR, myself as my HR, right? I will circulate your resume. I will share your resume to other parties, to other departments, to other hiring managers to find a better position for you, a suitable position for you. So that's why the resume is also important. It's actually represent yourself in the organization, all right? That's why you need a very good resume. It's not only to create information to apply for job. No, it's beyond that. It's actually to create impression, impact, and interest. So what I'm going to share with you today on how to create this CIA. All right. So some basic information. Some been asking me what is CV, what is resume. For me, it's the same. It's talking about yourself. All right. It's just that people use it interchangeably. Of course, when we talk about CV, people tend to perceive it as something that is more detailed, narrative, and historical information. This is especially normally it's 3 to 5 pages. It has complete skills and abilities for a specific job. And this is very suitable for those who have a lot of working experience, right? I think if you have at least 5 years of working experience, then you can create a CV. So CV is more detailed, right? It's more detailed. It talks about your achievements for every working experience, for every position. Even you talk about your skills, you even detail out what are your skills, okay? Especially those going into academician role, okay? Those in the with PhD, if you want to become a lecturer, your CV will be very, very comprehensive because you also mention about your publications, mention about your references, mention about your projects, everything. Okay, that's CV, it's more detailed. But for a resume, it's actually a summary with minimal text, okay? Normally it's 1 to 2 pages. I did not restrict how many pages for a resume. There's a lot of mythos. Someone said resume must be 1 page. No, that's a myth. Okay, it can be up to 2 pages or even it can be up to 3 pages as long as it has relevant skills and experience for a specific industry and company. Okay, so again, resume or CV is not about number of pages. Do not listen to people outside who have been talking about, okay, you must have only 1 page, you must only have 2 pages, CV, you cannot be more than 2 pages. It doesn't matter. Number of pages doesn't matter. If it's a good story, it's a good book, right? You're gonna read as thick as possible, how thick the book, you're still gonna read it, right? Even Avengers movie is 3 hours, right? You still actually wait until the end credit because it's so good, right? You're gonna wait until the end. So today we want to create a resume that people want to wait and want to listen more about your stories, right? Because it's about impactful content on your accomplishments. Okay. So today, normally for fresh graduate, you guys are all graduates, right? Normally when I give advice on how to create a good resume or CV, I take the middle line, okay? I put a balance between CV and resume. I don't want to have a very simple resume, but I also don't want to have a very detailed CV. So I combine both resume and CV. So what I'm going to share with you today is actually a combination of resume and CV. And this is a branded resume. Actually, if you only have this one or resume, it's good enough for you. Okay, it's good enough because it's a combination of resume and CV. Okay, I'm going to share with you on how we create that one. So it doesn't matter you call it resume or CV, as long as you have a very impactful content about your accomplishments, it is a good CV. It is a good resume. Okay, I'm going to share with you this video. I think not now. You can download from the Google Drive later on what is the first thing that people look at when they see your resume. Okay, from this video, you can actually listen to the hiring managers, to HR, to recruiters. What are the things that they look at first when they see your resume? Okay, something that attracts them. Okay, something that they're going to look for. Okay, and then, of course, we're going to review the resume into detail and also proceed with the hiring assessment. Okay. This is some of the statistics I got from the internet. Okay, I'm doing a bit of research here. Okay, just a simple research on how others, especially recruiters and HR, perceive on resume. Okay, as you can see, the preferred number of pages is 2 pages. Okay, I'm agree. I also agree to that. Sometimes 2 pages is good enough for me. Sometimes, if it's a very good resume, I don't mind to receive 3 pages. And if it's a very concise, a very good CV, even you can put it in 1 page, sometimes it's also good. Okay, it's up to your creativity on how you maximize the space. Okay, and then top sections that you must have in the resume. Number 1 is the personal information section. That's number 1 that we're going to look at in your resume, the personal background. Number 2 is skills section. Okay, some students, some graded, they put skill right after their personal summary. Okay, your photo, for example, your photo, and then your personal background, and then a bit of personal statement, personal summary, and then right away they put summary of skills, because they know people are looking for the skill first, especially if you have a very good skills, right, relevant to the industry. Number 3, we look at the languages. This is actually not applicable to some of the companies. Sometimes we just prefer English, all right? As long as you have very good command in English, that should be fine. But for companies who are actually working in different countries, you know, targeting a different customers, right? They might be looking for someone with proficiency in Mandarin, for example, proficiency in Arabic, for example, proficiency in Malay language, for example, right? It depends on the customers and also company expectation. Number 4 is certificates. Certificates also, it means your education background, okay, plus the certificates. Number 5 is the additional activities. This is your co-curricular activities, leadership involvements. And last but not least, your interest. This is something just to create colors to your resume. You put something that's beyond your academic background. You put something beyond your working experience. So you just put something to talk about your interests. Okay. Sometimes sports, sometimes your hobbies, sometimes your hobbies, hobbies or sports, right? Your interest. Okay. And then if you look at the last one, job hunting and resume statistics, recruiters who agree, 85% recruiters agree that job applicants inflate their competencies. Inflate meaning that you exaggerate. Okay, exaggerate, and sometimes it's cliche, sometimes it's typical, sometimes we know that you copy paste from someone else. We know. Believe me, we know. Okay, because we have been reading a lot of resume, we can see whether you actually exaggerate because you copy paste from someone else. All right, and that's why you get rejected. Sometimes it's not interesting lah. Okay, and 75% of the recruiters agree that the resume sometimes rejected by the applicant tracking system, ATS. I'm going to share with you about ATS after this. All right, so let me share with you on how to create a branded resume. Why branded? Because for me, branded, you know, if you have a branded item, right? Abdul Rahman, what is the most branded item that you ever possess lah? The best branded item that you have?
Let's say my phone, Apple.
Sorry?
The brand, you mean a branded item I have?
Yeah, a brand item that you have. What is the branded item that you have?
My phone, let's say.
Your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you see, does your phone similar to other people's phone?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's unique, right?
Yeah.
It's unique, it's different. Of course, like the system or of sometimes even the brand is different, right? But again, the content is different for you, right? It's very unique to you, right? You find something that is actually appealing to you, right? Something that you want to use, right? So you find a phone that actually suitable for you, right? Is it expensive,
Uh,
Rahman?
in between, not that expensive, but
Expensive but affordable, right? But it's
yeah,
not that cheap, right? It's not cheap, right? But
yeah.
still expensive. Okay. Is it practical, relevant to you? Can you use it? Of course,
Of course, yeah.
of course, right? Are you actually proud of having that phone? Do you have pride in that phone? Do you like your
I have
phone?
one.
Do you like your phone?
Of course, I like it.
Of
It's
course.
really like
Yeah.
it's a part of me now. I do
Yes.
use on it.
Yes. And you like your phone, you have that enjoyment, you have pride on your phone. So that's what I mean by a branded item. The same goes to the resume. When you have a branded resume, you know that it is designed, is developed with a very detailed and careful consideration. It's very unique to yourself. It does not copy paste other people. All right. It's practical for the position that you want to apply. It's relevant to the industry that you want to join in. Right. And when you read your resume, you feel proud about yourself. Okay. Oh, sometimes when you put it in writing, right, and then you realize that, oh, I am this good actually. I'm good actually. Because sometimes when you learn after 4 years of studies, right, you don't remember what you have done in the first year, right? But sometimes what you've done in the first year of studies is even more powerful, is even more meaningful, or perhaps something more memorable, right, compared to what you did in the final year, right? But you have to remember this, and how you want to remember all this information. Put it in writing, put it in your resume. Put it in your resume. Make sure that you feel the enjoyment, enthusiasm. You feel that, oh, this is Abdul Rahman. This is me. All right. So that's what I meant by branded items. So how do we create a branded resume? Okay. In terms of content, I strongly suggest you to have a personal summary or personal statement because this is your brand promise. Okay. Do not use career objective. You know, at the start of the resume, right? Most of the resume of the fresh graduate, they use career objective. I wish to apply for a job in your organization. I would like to apply my skills in the position that is relevant to my academic background. You would like, you wish, you want, right? Brand is not something that you want. Okay? Brand is not something that you wish you like. Okay? Brand is about what you can offer to other people. Okay, it's a brand promise. Okay, I am a resume teacher, for example, and I want to help 1,000 graduates in 2022. That's what I want to offer. That is my brand. That's my promise. Okay, Nizam Ahmad is an influencer, for example. Today, my brand promise, I want to become an influencer. I want to help as many graduates as possible to secure a job. That's what we want to offer. That is a brand promise. It's not that I wish I can help graduates. Everyone can have their wish, right? But when I look at your resume, I don't want to know what you wish for. I want to know that what you can offer to my organization. So that's your brand promise. First, look at your resume, look at your background, look at your academic background, look at your strength, look at your curriculum achievements. Ask yourself, what is the brand that you can offer to the organization, to the employer? All right, and then put it in your personal statement. That's the start of a branded resume. If you cannot find one, try. Ask around, ask your friends, what is the best thing about myself that I should put in my resume? Okay. And then when you write your experience doesn't mean only working experience. It can be your educational experience as well, your curriculum experience, your working experience, your internship experience. All right. You must highlight all your brand, aligned to your brand. If I'm saying that I want to help graduates in their resume writing, so when I talk about experience, I will share all my experience as a speaker, as a presenter, how many universities I have conducted the workshop, or how many students have attended. These are all experience that align to my brand promise. And I minimize all the off-brand history. I will not talk about my experience in performing arts. I love singing, I love dancing, but I will not put that information in the resume because it's not aligned to my brand. All right. So when you talk about experience, emphasize your brand in your experience. Okay, and the third one is accomplishments. You want to know your accomplishment, valuable contributions that differentiate you from others. When I look at some of the resumes, majority of the resumes, they did not talk about accomplishments. Okay, they talk about duties, responsibilities. Okay, when you talk about internship experience, for example, right? Internship experience. Oh, I have to work 9 to 5 every day. I have to complete blah, 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 blah. I have to manage financial statement for the organization. I have to do this. I have to do that. We don't want to know that actually. By the position itself, we know what you are doing. What we don't know is what we are excited to know is your accomplishments, what you have accomplished from that experience, right? For example, as simple as an intern, right? Your experience as an intern, right? You can mention in your internship experience, I resolve, for example, right? Resolve management issues on system maintenance, for example, right? And improve 5% satisfaction feedback from the employees. If you can do that as an intern, that's a good information already. Those are the things that we want to know from your experience. All right. Think about it. It requires time for you to reflect, and actually for you to really reflect on what you have done in the past. Okay. That's about personal summary, experience, and accomplishments. Okay. How about the look and feel? Of course, you need to find the best choice of words. Avoid all the cliche words. Communication, teamwork, hardworking. These are all cliche. What else? Strong team player, good team player, a good what? Apa lagi? Sorry, sometimes I will use Malay language. I hope you can understand. These are all cliche. All the adjective. Resume is not a piece of paper for you to put all the adjective. No. It's about resume is actually for you to put all the accomplishments, what you have done, not the adjective, not something that, to make you feel good. No. Okay? We want information. We want hard information, what you have done. Okay, that's about choice of words. I'm going to share with you some of the good choice of words later on. And then in terms of look and feel, the design, okay, it must align to your brand identity. If you think that you are someone who is very systematic, you are someone who is very organized, so your resume is also should be very organized, should be very systematic, you should be very consistent, all right? And of course, if you think that it's boring, too many white space, put some colors a little bit, just to create that enthusiasm, okay? For me, it's fine. As long as it's not more than 3 colors, I'm fine. Sometimes I use black, white, and blue, black, white, and orange, black, white, and green, for example, right? Something like that, just to put some colors on your resume. And then the context of your resume, you're not only talking about who you are today. Most of the resume, majority of the resume, they're talking about who they are today. Their academic background, their certification, their achievement today. But they forgot to talk about future focus. Future focus meaning when you have too many skills, for example, you have 20 skills, some of those skills might not relevant in the future. So you can drop that out. Drop out skills that are not relevant in the future. For example, your singing skill, for example, your football skill, for example, if it's not relevant to your job, you can drop out. Okay. If it's actually relevant to your position that you're going to apply, it has future focus, put that in. If it's not relevant, take them out. Okay. It's not only about the skills, but also about your curriculum achievement. Sometimes you went for a curriculum achievement, it's only for you to have fun, to enjoy with your friends, right? Sometimes it's not relevant to the job. Okay. Sometimes if you have too many curricular achievement, you can drop some of the. Okay, do not put everything in your resume. Prioritize. Okay. For example, if you are attending today branded resume workshop, right? This is not relevant to your job in the future. So you don't have to mention about this workshop in your resume. You don't have to mention about this. But if you win some, for example, you won, I give you some award today. All right. This one is good. Award is actually a future focus context. It means that it shows that you are someone who is result oriented, you are someone who is competitive, right? So you can mention that award, okay, because it's future focus. All right, I hope you get some overview of what I meant by a branded resume. I'm going to go through every single box, personal summary, experience, accomplishments, choice of word, design, and context. This is my presentation outline today. I'm going to go every single details, and then you can ask more questions if you're not able to understand some of it. Okay, Abdul Rahman, everything good? So far so good? Alright, I'm gonna start with for you to download this free resume. This is a resume that I developed on my own. Please
Yes.
scan. You can scan this and then download some of the resume. Keep it as your reference. Download now because I'm going to close this at the end of the presentation today. I'm going to close this file in the Google Drive. Okay, and then later I can share the link in the chat box as well. If you have the link, you can also share in the chat box. Maybe some of you, the organizing committee, can help to share the links as well. All right. This is just example, sample of the resume. When you receive the resume, when you look at the resume later on, as I go through my presentation today, all right, look at on how we create the personal summary. Look at on how we write the experience. Look at on how I put, how I highlight the accomplishments, all right? Look at on how I put the sentence, like the wording, and how I make sure that it highlights certain things, right? Second one, look at on the layout, colors and structure of the resume. Look at whether it's consistent, whether the margin is consistent, whether the font is consistent, whether it's pleasant to the eyes or not, all right? Look at in terms of the feel, the layout, colors and structure of the resume. Last but not least, look at the choice of words, okay? Look at the profile picture that I use. If I put in my photo, look at on how, what kind of photo that I put in. Do not use your passport photo, please. Okay, in your resume, do not put your passport photo that you use for your passport. Please do not do that. Use your phone, create a new profile picture. Okay, look at what kind of images that I put in the resume. Okay, so this is free of charge. I give you the sample of the resume. All right. Okay, next, when you start to develop the resume, when you look at the outline of the resume, what are the sections that you must have in the resume? So mandatory information are your personal background, education, skills, and strength. Okay, skills can be divided into sometimes hard skills and soft skills. Okay, hard skills include your technical skills, functional skills, computer skills, right? And soft skills include interpersonal and also curriculum or leadership skills, right? Do not combine both. When we talk about skills, do not only put your leadership skills. You make sure to have both hard skills and also soft skills, right? These are mandatory information. If you have this mandatory information, it's good enough for you to apply for a job. The supporting information, the secondary information are your leadership involvements, your achievements in projects, awards, and publications, and also your working experience, your position, your company, and job accomplishment. Okay, if you have this supporting information, it will support your mandatory information and will give you better chance to secure a job. All right. What I meant by leadership involvement, as you can see, the example is I'm looking for an example or for evidence to show that you can lead a team. Okay, that's what I mean by leadership involvement. I doesn't want to know that a list of all activities that you join, a list of all programs, a list of all events that you join. No, it's not about creating a list in your resume. I want to know, help me to gauge whether you are able to lead a team, whether you have humility and respect, whether you have a winning mindset. Are you someone who's actually eager to win, result-oriented, for example, right? Do you have a learning agility? You always want to learn something new. You are not afraid to fail. You just want to learn, right? And also sometimes creative, innovative. You don't have to have all of these qualities. If you have some of it, it's good enough, all right? But what I mean by leadership involvement is I want to have the evidence to clearly say, so that I can clearly inform my managers, for example, right, or the hiring managers, yes, this resume, it has strong evidence that this candidate can lead a team. I know by reading the resume, I know that this guy actually has a very high learning agility because he has so many learning certificates. He learned something beyond his degree, field of study, right? So that I can confidently say that you have a high learning agility. So that's what we're looking for from your leadership involvements, all right? And some of the secondary information not relevant to certain roles, be careful. Sometimes it's not relevant to certain roles. your height, your weight, your hobbies, resume objective. Again, objective, you don't have to put your objective in the resume. That's actually the last thing that we're going to read. But if you have a personal summary or personal statement, that's the first thing I'm going to read. But career objective, I'm not going to read that one. Okay, a license type sometimes it's not relevant to certain role. Okay, transport, within travel, reference. Sometimes you don't have to put everything in your resume. Okay, that's the outline. Next, I'm going to share with you a very good resume outline developed by Harvard University. Please, you can download this one as well. Or you can always go to Google and search for Harvard OCS resume. Okay, and look at on how actually, what I like about Harvard resume sample is how good they write the resume. Don't look at the design. Design, you can always play around with your own creativity, right? But look at on how they write the resume. Look at on the choice of words. Look how they make their resume so impactful. Okay, so you can refer to that sample from Harvard University. Okay. Maybe someone can screenshot and share in the chat box as well. Okay.
Muhammad has already sent it here. So guys, if you want to check the link, you find it in the chat box.
Sorry, Brahman, I cannot. Actually, I can't really hear you.
I'm saying that the committee has already sent the link in the chat box. So if anyone couldn't scan the QR code, it's already in the chat box.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Muhammad Al-Baiti, right? Okay. Thank you. That's a very good sample from Harvard. Okay. Next. Okay, let us go to the first content of your resume. Personal summary or personal statement. It is very important to have a personal summary, a good personal summary in your resume, because it will help reader to focus. What is your key values? What is your key strength that you can offer to the employer? Okay, you know yourself better, right? If you actually have a very high self-awareness, you'll be able to identify what is something great about you that you can offer to the organization. Okay, if you're not sure, you can always do a personality test. You can always do a career test. You can always talk to your counselors, your lecturers, or your friends. Ask them, all right, what is your best character? What is your best attributes, all right? Your key strength, passion, or personality, all right? Then once you are able to identify that, this is how you develop a personal summary. This is just a guide, all right? You can always create your own personal summary. What the best personal summary, you should talk about who you are today. The first one is who you are today. Second one is what is your key differentiator? Maybe one or two key differentiators. Something that is so unique, something so good about you, but others don't have, right? And then if you have something, if you can actually think about yourself in the future, who you are in the future, you can also put it in your personal summary, okay? Or at least if you have number one, number two is good enough. If you're not sure on who you are in the future, you can leave it blank, it's okay. Sometimes it's 2 sentences, not more than 3 sentences, please, for your personal summary. Make it as concise as possible, not more than 3 sentences. This is an example. I put it on the slide, okay, on how to create a personal summary, okay. You are a graduate of electronics engineering, specialization in computer network, proficient and knowledgeable in AI, Internet of Things, coding and programming. Just by looking at who you are today, I already know which position that is suitable for you. Just by looking at that first sentence. And then what is your key differentiator? Trained by Center of Applied Data Science in data analytics, AI, data storytelling, Power BI, and digital entrepreneur. So this is your key differentiator. Not many people have this training, attended this training. So by looking at this key differentiator, key skills, or key passion about yourself, I know that you are a very good candidate for position A, for example. Okay. And then by looking at who you are in the future, I know that you have a bright future in the organization. I know that you'll be able to survive in this organization. I know that you're the best fit candidate that can actually contribute to the long-term vision of the organization, for example. Okay. But if you have the first 2 sentences, it's good enough. Okay. The third sentence is just, to create excitement about yourself. Okay. This is about personal summary or personal statement. You can eliminate the career objective. You don't have to put, I am a student of UTM. I would like to apply my skills. I would like to join your organization. You don't have to mention about that in the resume. We know already about that one. You don't have to tell us. Okay? What you have to tell us is what is good about yourself, what is great about you, and what you can offer to the organization. Okay? This is the example. Okay, next, education background. Your education background, actually, we want to know about your education achievement that will help reader to focus on your knowledge and how you can apply to relevant industry specific organization. So what I want to know from your education background is number one, your degree and field of study. And not only that, most of the majority of the resume, they only mention about the degree, field of study, the CGPA, that's all. But I would suggest you to add on, what are your expertise, okay? Your subject of interest, something that you're good at. What is your content? What is your expert area, all right? And then add on other educational learning, okay? Perhaps it's relevant to your degree, or sometimes it's beyond your field of study, okay? This actually, we tell people, you have a very high learning agility. You are someone who like to learn, all right? You're someone who actually hungry for knowledge, all right? So if you have all these three, it's a perfect education achievement for us. Okay, so this is the example on how you put your education background. It's not only about background, but it's also about your education achievements. Right? Okay, that's about the education background. Next one, accomplishments. So we talk a lot about accomplishment just now, right? Why we need to have accomplishment? Why we need to highlight accomplishments in your resume? Because it provides evidence or testimonial to your curricular achievements, to your educational background, to your working experience, all right? So these accomplishments is an evidence, a testimonial to say that you are a good candidate. Okay? You don't have to say, you don't have to mention in your resume, I am a hardworking student. No, you don't have to say that. I am a good team player. No, you don't have to say that. You just have to mention in your accomplishments. So this is how you write your accomplishments in the resume. You use powerful action verb. Score, initiated, spearheaded, led, drive, organize. Okay, that's a powerful action verb. Then followed by, so the sentence should be in past tense and active sentence so that it's easy to read. Past tense means you have already done this. Okay, it's proven. And it's even better if you have quantifying numbers or figures. Okay, for example, initiated and resolved problem and system maintenance with 15% increase in troubleshooting efficiency. Just by looking at this sentence, I already know that you are someone who is very focused in your job. You are able to contribute to that solutions. Yeah, you are able to give good solution to the organization. You're able to increase 15%, so it's good enough, right? Increase efficiency by 15%. Okay, so that shows accomplishments. You won award. For example, won Best Program Award 2021 by the university. Okay, you published 3 videos within 1 week. Just by highlighting your accomplishment, I know that you are someone hardworking. You are someone who is very result-oriented. I know that you are someone who is very dedicated, very systematic, perhaps. All right, you are able to solve problems. You have very good problem-solving skills. So that's how you are able to publish 3 videos within 1 week. All right, so this is how you write accomplishments in your resume, but do not write too much lah. Okay, sometimes for working experience, if you have 1 or 2 working experience, normally I limit up to 3 bullet points only for each position. All right, and for curriculum achievements, normally I just highlight some of the key positions, key program, key involvements, and then I just put maximum of 3 bullet points. All right, for fresh graduates. But as you go along after this, when you have more working experience after this, you can add on up to 5 or 10 bullet points actually. Okay, for fresh graduate, normally I limit up to 3 bullet points for each experience. Okay, curriculum achievement, either curricular experience or educational experience or working experience. Right? This is how you write accomplishments. If you want to further, highlight in terms of your leadership involvement, right? Again, I'm telling you just now that leadership involvement, actually you want to we want to see evidence to your leadership, passion, and values. It's not a list of programs, it's not a list of events that you attended, but you want to see evidence to your leadership, passion, and values. So what are the important values that normally the employers looking for? These are top 5 favorite values by the look for by the employees. Leading a team, patient and humility, winning mindset, high learning agility, creative and innovative. So then I can cluster, normally you can cluster your involvement according to these values so that people can easily reflect, okay, without saying that you have a good leadership. Okay, if you cluster this into a leadership category, so people know that by having all these positions, president, general treasurer, director, secretary, people know that you can lead a team. Okay? People know that you can lead a team. If you involve in a lot of volunteerism, people know that you have a passion, you have humility and respect for others. All right. So look at your curriculum achievements. If you have too many, prioritize based on these values. But if you have not too many, perhaps too little co-curricular achievement, it's never too late. You can always improve that. Do not focus on curriculum provided by the universities. You can always go and join NGO. That also can be part of your leadership skills as well. You can always contribute to the community. Or now the easiest one now is to become a content creator. Share your knowledge through LinkedIn, through TikTok, right? Blog, writing, right? So it's also part of contribution to the community, right? That's talking, because whatever that you contribute to the community is actually part of your leadership skills as well. Your leadership, passion, and values. All right. This is something that you do not because of money, right? Not because of the salary. This is something that you do because of your passion. So you can highlight all these things in your leadership involvements. Okay. So next, about choice of words. Remember, the fourth criteria of a branded resume is to have a very good choice of words. So these are some of the powerful words to use in a cover letter or in your resume, in your CV, right? If you can see the similarities of all these words, they are all action verbs and past tense. They are all action verbs and past tense. Do you see any words about hardworking? Words to avoid. You see this one? Words to avoid in your resume. Hardworking, self-motivated, team player, go-getter. This is true, okay? Because these are something that is cliche and something that exaggerating, and sometimes you just want to feel good in your resume, right? It's self-proclaimed. It's self-proclaimed, right? With no evidence. So it's better to use action verbs, okay, based on real evidence, real experience that you have, right? From your educational experience, from your curriculum experience, right? And so from your educational experience. All right. Next, some people asking me how to tailor the resume to a specific job description. All right. Sometimes you have to amend some of the contents in your resume so that it is actually aligned or meeting the expectation for specific job. Okay, so this is an example. I'm giving you an example of this position for this job advertisement. Okay, this is one example. Maybe you can take a look, read. Maybe you can read this job advertisement. Okay, and then you put in the chat box what are the skills that they're looking for from this job advertisement. Okay, so I give you 2 or 3 minutes to put in all the skills that you see in this job advertisement. Put it in the chat box. So everyone, you can put it in the chat box. What are the skills that you think this position is looking for? I'm also live on TikTok. Some of my followers are actually looking at my presentation on TikTok. So they get free knowledge as well today. C programming, MATLAB, okay? These are hard skills. What about soft skills? not only hard skills and not only the technical skill, so you can point out what are some of the soft skills. Teamwork, yes. Okay, what else? Time management, good. C++, good. Critical thinking, yes, correct. Critical thinking, okay. What about creativity? You know, communication, yes, communication. Multifunctional, wow, yes. AI, artificial intelligence, right? So that's how you read the job description available in any job advertisement. Okay, software, yes, they want to know your software skills. Okay, so take them out, okay, write it somewhere, okay, and then when you want to write your resume, you want to change your resume, right? You already have a standard resume, for example, and then when you want to apply for a certain job, this is a job that you really, you really look forward, okay, you really aim for this position, so you change a little bit some of the choice of words, for example, okay, you prioritize some of the evidence, some of the experience according to the skills that they want, okay. So from this resume, from this job advertisement, you see that some of the job related soft skills are creativity, communication skills, attentive to detail, and teamwork. So make sure that your resume can highlight all these soft skills. Okay, if you have too many co-curricular achievement, for example, find co-curricular achievement that can actually convince people, convince the employer, you have all these 4 skills: creativity, communication skills, attentive to detail, teamwork. Because this is what the skills that they look for from that job advertisement, right? And the hard skills, they're looking for someone with software developer, 5 years of experience. So they clearly mention 5 years of experience, right? 5+ years of experience. So why don't you write in your resume, a graduate with 5 years of experience, straight away on point, meeting the job advertisement requirement. All right. And then, for example, they are looking for fresh graduate with 2 years of experience. So you put in your personal summary, a graduate with 2 years of working experience in blah, 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 blah. Okay. So it clearly meets the expectation of the job advertisement without even I have to look at, I have to dig, I have to read through your resume. It's already clearly mentioned in the resume. And also the hard skills, you can make it like a bullet point. You don't have to use, you don't have to create a design. Okay, some people, they love to use, scale to highlight their skills, right? And they like to use pie chart, for example. They like to use colors to highlight on their skills. But actually, as simple as a bullet point is good enough, okay? Because you just want to see whether you have the software designing skill, coding language, algorithm, data type, technical paper. Just put it as a bullet point in your resume. So it's on point. When people read your resume, it straight away attract their attention to your skills, okay? And look at the action verbs, okay, from the job advertisement. Take out all these action verbs and use it in your resume. That is how you align, that's how you customize your resume for a specific position. Okay, if you want to amend, customize your resume lah, if you're hardworking enough to amend your resume for each and specific position, all right? Or if you think that you have a very good resume, a branded resume that can apply to any jobs, by all means you can try. Okay? If it's not successful, maybe it's time for you to customize your resume to every specific position. Okay, so you take out all the job related soft skills, you take out all the job related hard skills, and then you take out all the action verbs from the job advertisement, and then you put it in your resume accordingly lah. Okay, accordingly in your resume. All right, so that's how you customize your resume. That's how you get a very good choice of words that is expected from the employer. All right. And then last but not least, on the resume design. Okay, we talk about the look and feel of the resume just now. For me, a good format and layout is actually by not having a template. Do not create a resume from a template. Do not start with a template. Start with an empty piece of paper, with a blank piece of paper. And then you start by writing down your information. I gave you the outline just now, right? Start from that outline first. What is your personal background? What is your personal summary? What is your education achievement, your conclusion? Start with that blank piece of paper. and then you talk about the layout. After you completed all the content, then you start thinking about the format and layout. A good formatting and layout for a resume is easy to navigate, pleasant to eyes. Normally, I would suggest that you avoid 2 columns layout. It's not only not pleasant to the eyes, but also not ATS friendly. Okay, normally when you read a book, right? Imagine that one piece of page, right? On one page, they have 2 columns. Sometimes it looks messy, right? So just imagine that you read a book lah. So a book is only 1 column, so that's easier to read from left to right, right to left, right? Guide your reader to the most important content by using highlight, colors, or borders. So these highlight, colors, and borders actually to highlight, to guide your reader. Hello, please look at this information first because this is very important. Do not use colors, borders, highlight just to decorate, just to make your resume look beautiful. No, it's not to decorate your resume. It's actually to help your reader to, when you have some colors, for example, on your personal summary, you bold your personal summary or you put a border on your personal summary because you want people to read your personal summary first. Okay, that's why some people, they don't put photo on their resume because they don't want people to look at their photo first. When you put photo on your resume, definitely any normal human being, they will look at your photo first. So if you are handsome, if you're beautiful, that might be an advantage for you. But if you're not, I'm not saying that, of course, it's open to discrimination. We are human beings, okay? I'm not talking about myself. I'm not talking about any organization. We are human beings. We are always attracted to something beautiful, all right? So if you want to put your photo, make sure that it's a very good photo, okay? Ask your friend whether, even though you're not handsome, even though you're not beautiful, you must look handsome and beautiful on the photo. If you want to use your photo in the resume. If not, I would advise you don't have to put any photo on your resume. All right. In terms of the font type, normally I will choose a normal font type, default font type by Microsoft Words. All right. I would suggest you not to use more than 3 font types. Even sometimes I just use 1 font type, but I differentiate it. I highlight certain information by using underline or colored fonts or bold. All right. But I'm only using 1 font type because it's easier for us to read. Okay, it's easier for us to read. Normally the font size is between 10 to 12, single spacing. Okay, why single spacing? So that is actually when you have more information, you can actually create some space to differentiate between column number 1, between information number 1 and information number 2, you can create some space, right? Do not use more than 3 colors, avoid colors that are associated to negative perception. For example, political parties and competitors. If you apply for Shell, you use orange color lah. Okay, do not use green color because green color is for Petronas. Okay, so if you apply for Petronas, do not use Shell color. Use Petronas color, for example. Okay, or use something that is not associated to any competitors. So that shows how you do some research lah. That shows how you actually make sure that your resume is appealing to certain people, right? Use colors to set a focal point of your design. Okay, highlight which area that you want people to read first. Okay. Again, your resume is not a pictorial magazine or your design portfolio. Avoid using asymmetrical shape. Some people like to use so many abstracts design in the resume. It's not encouraged as well. Okay, that's a little bit about design. I'm not the expert in terms of resume design. I think you guys are even better. You can always make reference to some of the established design from canva.com, or you can just Google, right? Then you can have some idea or inspiration from any of the design, okay? Or you can always use black and white design. Okay? The one from Harvard University just now, it's very simple design. As long as it's easy to navigate, pleasant to eyes, it's not too overcrowded, and it's very consistent. The font is consistent, the margin is consistent, then it's good enough. It's good enough for us. Okay. All right, so that's all about branded resume. Any question? Any question in the chat about the resume before I go to ATS resume? No question yet, right? Okay.
You can also guys open your microphone and ask.
Yeah, if there's any question about the resume before I go to the ATS friendly resume. What does it mean by ATS friendly resume?
If not, maybe you're still thinking about the question. We'll have a Q&A session later.
Yes. Okay. So I think we proceed. Yeah. So ATS friendly resume. So what is ATS? Any idea, Abdul Rahman? What is ATS?
It's my first time to hear about it here.
Your first time, is it?
Is it something related to the resume filtering?
It's actually an applicant tracking system. It's a software application that enables the electronic handling of recruitment hiring needs. It means that the software can detect some of the keywords. The software can actually prioritize some of the good resume. For example, my organization, for example, we are using LinkedIn, okay, for people to apply for job. Okay, in LinkedIn, we can set, okay, of course, we're going to receive thousands or hundreds of applications, thousands or hundreds of CVs, right? And then it's like a filtering in resume, in Excel, in Microsoft Excel, right? Filtering in Excel. You decide which resume that you want to, to further shortlist. For example, the system can actually auto reject those without bachelor degree, for example. Any application without bachelor degree, automatically it will be rejected. It will not go through the next shortlisting process by the system, okay? Or you can highlight some of the good resume. You can give score to your resume by, the system is able to identify some of the good keywords that we are looking for. Remember we talked about keywords just now? What are the skills? What we tried just now, right? From the job advertisement, right? So those are the keywords that we are looking for. We can actually find that in your resume using ATS. And then we can see whether your resume is a good fit for that position by how many percentage, for example. The system can do that. All right. So imagine that just now, when I show you the position for the software engineer just now, right? We're looking for someone with this criteria, with these skills, right? So we're going to find that in your resume. Okay. And then we can score, and then it can actually highlight. Okay, Abdul Rahman is 100% meet the job advertisement requirement. So your resume will go on top. You're going to go through the next shortlisting process. Okay. If your resume is not aligned to the job advertisement, there is a possibility that your resume will not go through to the next stage, will not go through to the shortlisting process. It will just be dumped in that CV bank only. Okay, it will just stay there. You will not go through the next phase. Okay. This normally apply if you want to know whether the company is using ATS or not. Normally, it will ask you to submit through a system. Okay, they will ask you, okay, this is the link for you to submit your resume and application. Sometimes you have to upload a resume, and sometimes you have to key in again some of the information. Okay, and it's using a system. They can actually tailor-make that system to make sure it is there is a built-in applicant tracking system. Okay. There are certain companies are using that, but my companies, we are a bit of hybrid. Sometimes we are using it for certain positions, sometimes we did not. Okay, sometimes our ATS is not that stringent. Sometimes we're just looking for a basic requirement, for example, CGPA, for example, degree, field of study. That's all. We did not actually even looking into a very specific skills, very specific attributes from your resume. It's not that extensive sometimes. Okay, but for certain companies, they really find that skills and attributes in your resume. Okay, for you to create an ATS friendly resume, number one, it must be a traditional and reverse chronological format. Reverse chronological meaning that the latest one is on top of your resume. Okay, your latest working experience is on top of your resume, the first page of your resume. Okay, it's always start with the latest information, reverse chronological. Okay. And your past experience in the past experience, and then it goes reverse chronological. The latest one is on top of your resume. Use relevant keywords throughout the resume based on the job advertisement just now. Simple formatting with clear headings, degrees and abbreviations are spelled out. Okay, ATS cannot detect short forms. They will not be able to read that short form. They will not be able to understand short form. So most probably your resume will not be identified, will not be shortlisted if you're using abbreviations too much. Okay, and all experience must relate to the same career target. Only then it will detect whether you are the best fit candidate for that position or not. Okay, let me show you on how you can actually do on your own, right? To check on your whether your resume is ATS friendly or not. My preferred website is actually resumeworded.com. You can go to resumeworded.com, upload your resume, and then see whether that system, that software, can score your resume or not. If you get at least 20% of the score, meaning that the software can read your resume. Okay, this resumeworded.com can read your resume. If you get 0%, for example, or the system or the software said we cannot read your resume, so it means that your resume is not ATS friendly. Okay, you go and try resumeworded.com. I really encourage you to use this website. It's very good, number one, because it can give score to your resume. Number two, it gives you weekly or monthly email about tips on how to create a good resume. You don't have to remember what I'm going to share today, but if you receive that email, it will remind you. It will remind you. It's a very good sharing through email from resumeworded.com, believe me. Okay, it's free of charge. It's free of charge. You can try, I think, maximum 50 times to upload your resume. Okay, I think so far I never reached up to 50%. Sometimes when people asking me to review their resume, right, I just use resumeworded. I upload their resume at resumeworded.com, then I get some overview, because it gives you the review. It review your resume based on the impact, brevity, style, and also skills. It's able to identify some of the skills in your resume. If you have more money, you can always buy the premium punya package. I'm not promoting resumeworded. I'm just saying that this is a very good tool for you to see whether your resume is ATS friendly or not. Okay, go and try. Upload your resume today, and then see whether it can actually read your resume or not. Another second website.
I have a question.
Sorry?
I have a question here about.
Yes, please.
What is the average? Let's say the average score for
This one.
Yeah.
The highest I get was 68%. That's the highest score I ever get.
So, and what is the average range? Like,
I think 30-40% is good enough. Because why? If you want to get 100%, you have to buy certain, you have to purchase. You have to purchase certain features in this website. For example, if you want to get 100%, you have to purchase a premium account, right? Premium account that it will actually assess your soft skills. You can assess your other skills as well. Even your corporate leadership involvement as well. They can assess the impact of your skills and also leadership involvement. Then you will get 100%. So for me, I'm not using this to get 100% score. No, I'm using resumeworded just for the advice that I receive on monthly or weekly basis through email, and also just to see whether my resume is ATS friendly or not. You can see, the system will detect each position, each line. Okay, each position, each line. So even if you get, for me I think 47%, 40 to 50% is good enough, Raman. 40 to 50% is good enough. Okay. Next is apcareer.com. If you're using this also, you upload your resume, and then it will be able to detect some of the relevant positions for you based on your resume. So this also means that if your resume is ATS friendly, it will be able to read your resume and recommend you positions suitable for you. Okay. If the system not able to read your resume, not able to recommend job for you, means that your resume is not ATS friendly. So go and try apcareer.com. Okay. This one has no score. It's only recommend you some of the positions. All right. Okay. I think that's all from me. As a summary, ATS friendly resume, do not put important information in the header or footnote of the Microsoft Word. You know that header, right? The header and footnote. Do not use header and footnote in your resume. Avoid fancy template. Some people, they are using image. Their resume is actually in image form. Definitely is not ATS friendly. Okay. Some of the graphic charts, if you're using skill, like 5-star, communication 5-star, leadership skills 5-star, the system will not be able to read that stars. Okay, they only detect the word communication, and And if you're using pie chart, graphics, or bar charts, right? Sometimes it's unreadable. Okay. So ATS friendly, you must include keywords related to job descriptions. Use Adobe PDF or Microsoft Words only. Do not use image. Do not use what else? Other template. Adobe PDF is highly encouraged lah. Okay. And use all the website to test lah resume worded and applicator to test whether your resume is ATS friendly or not. Okay, that's all about how to write a good CV. Should we take a 5-minute breaks before we go to the resume critique?
Okay, so we'll meet at 9:25.
9:35.
9:25.
25. All right.
All right.
See you guys in another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So Rulama, how are we gonna do the resume critique? We're gonna open up every resume or what?
I don't think we'll have the time to open up all resumes, but actually we can like see the list of resumes and then call the name to see like the participant is here and ask him to if he can present his resume and give him like a direct suggestions and recommendations for his.
Should we show the resume to everybody?
I think it's the like
Ask the candidate.
the candidate's choice, yeah.
We ask
But
them
as for
first.
us, we've like made this link as it would be shared, like because it's not a required thing to do. So I think those would be okay.
All right, sure.
But
See you
we'll
in
ask
5
them.
minutes.
And also we hope that all those who we will like review the resumes are available here or are joining the meeting. So
Yeah, correct.
yeah.
Let me see some of the CV that I want to review.
Also, guys, try to open your camera. You want to see your faces. Because later on we'll have a photo session. We'd like to see your faces. For your info, guys, the attendance link is in the chat box, so you can sign in your attendance now.
Can you hear the sound, Rahman?
Yes, yes, I can hear it.
Maybe I can play this for a while
Yes, okay.
while waiting for this.
Education achievements as well as the extracurricular activities.
I don't know if the issue is with my PC or it's from the video. I can't hear the voice now. Do you guys?
See the education.
Can you hear now, Rahman?
For me, yeah, the first part I can hear it, but when I went to
Because I mute just now, maybe because I put it on mute, then the video is also mute.
Achievements as well as the extracurricular activities.
First thing, CGPA. Second thing, project with all the description you can get. And third one, extracurricular activities. First CGPA, second qualification, and last skill set.
First photo, I need to see if the person whether presentable or not. Second is the extracurricular activities. Third is university name.
The first one is CGPA. The second one is a qualification, and the third one, your leadership skill in the core curriculum. First thing, CGPA. Second, which university, and third, what extra activities other than study. The structure, the qualification, and the skill set.
First name, second your CGPA and your degree, and the third personal summary.
Can we start? Okay.
yes, yes, we can.
Let me see. Do we have Khalil, electrical engineer? He submitted the resume. Do we have Khalil in the call?
Yes, Khalil here. Khalil?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Are you okay if you review your resume first?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm okay.
Okay. You want me to put the resume on the screen?
It's okay with me. Yeah,
It's okay, yeah? I can share your screen, share to the screen, yeah?
yeah.
This is one of a very good resume, okay? I think this is so far, I think this is the best among all who submitted their resume today. Okay. Let me see. Let me share his resume. Right. Okay, can you see Very handsome face. Okay. All right. So when I talk about this is a good resume, is because it has all the contents that we're looking for. When we talk about resume, we want data, we want information, we want as many data, meaningful data, impactful data, relevant data, as many as possible. So far from all the resumes submitted, okay, this is one of the resume that I think I have quite good and impactful content. Okay, the first one, Khalid Khalil Electrical Engineering. I like it when he put his name as Khalid Khalil. Sometimes your name might be longer than this one, right, Khalid? Your full
Yeah,
name.
my actual name is in the Zoom, Khalid Ahmed Khalid.
Yes. Sometimes when you put your names too long, people might tend to, it's very difficult for people to remember. It's very difficult for people to pronounce. So that's why I'm also using a very short name, Nizam Ahmad. My full name is actually Muhammad Nizam bin Ahmad. Okay, so we just use our brand. What is our brand name? Khalid Khalid. It's fine. You don't have to put your full name. If you actually apply for a job, you get the job and then you get into the organization, only then you give your full name. But in the resume, you can use a simple name, something like this, so that people will remember, oh, which resume is it? Oh, it's Khalid Khalil. It's Khalid Khalil. So it's very easy for people to remember. And then he put his position or his field of study or his preferred area, electrical engineer, under his name, so that I can quickly focus on resume that, so this is an electrical engineer resume. Definitely he want to find a job for electrical engineer. Okay. The personal summary, I think this one you need to improve, Khalil. Yeah. I think I shared with you just now on how to create a very good personal summary. Instead of just saying contribute my skills and knowledge to create change in the place where I am. Of course, this is expected. Any employees will have to do this. You need to contribute your skills and knowledge. You don't have to mention this in your resume. This is expected. Okay, so create a good personal summary. Okay, use the formula that I shared earlier. Okay, highlight on your skills. I think you can highlight that you are, for example, graduate with skills in Arduino, C, MATLAB, and PLC. You put it up here. Okay, and then what else? Something impactful in your resume. With experience, for example, with experience in electrical transmission company in Egypt, for example. Okay, it's something that's unique to you, something that's perhaps impactful as well, relevant to some of the job. What else? Global online computer problem-based learning. For example, a graduate of electrical engineering. How do I say this in the personal brand and the personal statement, all right? Awarded with the best prototype, for example, right? A great electrical engineering student awarded with the best prototype program by, who's giving you this achievement, Khalid? Who's giving you this award?
It was a global program between Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, and Thailand. Yeah. So
yes, very good
Dr.
information.
Fauzan from UTM and other doctors from other universities.
So it's actually the award come from UTM as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you are an award-winning student. As the best prototype student, as the best prototype, I don't know, the best prototype program, I'm not sure what you call this one. Okay, awarded with the best prototype by Student Exchange Program in 2021. So you have the international, you can also add on with international exposure, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, because you have been working with all these people, right, from different countries. There's also another plus point. You can put it in your personal statement as well. So that's how you find something, you know, something unique, something great in your resume, and then put it in your personal statement here. Okay, so you can change this one. Okay, delete all of your personal summary, this one, and then change to a better personal statement. Okay, the personal information. Are we good, Khalid, for this one? Do you understand?
Yes, I understand this. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, the email is good. Now, phone number, address. Actually, address, you don't have to put your full address because this is your personal information. Sometimes I just put Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. That's all. Okay, they don't have to know your address. If they're looking for your address, normally it's just for, you know, for data gathering or perhaps to share offer letter. Now offer letter is only using email. They don't require our address anymore. They just use email. Okay, so you don't have to put all the full address. But if you don't mind, you can put it as well. LinkedIn, what is it? This is Skype. Okay, that's good. Okay, look at the education background. He clearly highlight Bachelor of Engineering. So he differentiates some of the information, some of the good information using bold, you know, sometimes he's using italic. But this is actually, Khalid, this is too much. Some of the wording, the font type is too much in terms of the, it is too much in terms of the formatting. Sometimes you are using bold, sometimes you are using italic, sometimes I think you have 2 or 3 font types here, font size as well. All right. Somehow it looks a bit messy. Perhaps you can improve in terms of the font types. CGP of 3.58, that's good. You don't have to mention second class honors because people are always looking for first class. Okay, so you just have to mention. I think 3.58 is good enough. You don't have to mention second class honors. CGP of 3.58 with honors, that's good enough. That's how you build up the confidence in your resume. You don't have to mention everything about being a second place. Right? Member of the Dean's List during academic year 2019-2020. What is this? What is this to Khalid?
Semester 2.
Semester 2. Okay, this is something that I taught just now, abbreviation, short form that we might not understand. Okay, so if it's semester 2, just write down semester 2. Sometimes we do not understand. And even this list, so you only get this list only for 1 semester, is it, Khalid?
Yes.
Then you don't have to mention it's only for 1 semester. You just mention that you are a member of this list during academic year 2019-2020. That's all. But if you have so many this list award, for example, 4 semesters, then you can highlight member of this list during member of the Dean's List for 4 consecutive semesters, for 3 consecutive semesters. Again, the quantifying number will actually give impact to your resume. If it's only once, you don't have to mention it. Okay, Dean's List for 2019-2020. Full stop. At least people know that you were in the Dean's List before this. Okay. Do not downgrade yourself. Okay? Do not discount some of the information. Right. Next, extracurricular activities. Okay, be careful. Extracurricular activities sometimes it's not ATS friendly. ATS normally they will prefer to use leadership instead of co-curricular activities. So sometimes maybe you can change this into leadership activities or leadership involvement. You can try and error using the resume word, whether they can read this extracurricular or not. This word, the extracurricular word. Okay. International Student Society Egypt, UTM International Head of Academic Committee. This is good. When you are writing your your curriculum activities, you must always highlight your position. Because when you talk about head, right, it gives the prestige. We know that the position level, you're not only a participant, you are the head of the committee. All right. Working and improving the academic achievement. Okay, this one is not necessary. Okay, but the achievement, again, this is some of the achievement that he mentioned, which is good. Organize many academic events with the cooperation with the international, but you can further improve using the samples that I'm giving you just now, right? On how to write a good achievement. Perhaps instead of using many, you write down numbers. Organize 15 academic events. That's even better than you use many academic events. Many, how many? I don't know how many. How many is many? Okay. With the cooperation or cooperation? This is cooperation, right? I think you need to do more proofreading for your resume. Okay. And what's the impact of having so many academic events? What were you able to help? How many people that you help? How many participants, right? So you can say organize 15 academic events with cooperation with the international and help or assisted, okay, 1,000 students, for example. All right, how many committee members or how many participants join your events? So that gives more impact to your achievements rather than you're only, so many people, sometimes they're just organizing programs just for the sake of organizing. Okay. Maybe you can put some of the feedback form with 100% satisfaction feedback by the participants. So it shows that you're really doing it. Okay, you're really doing a very good program. instead of just for the sake of doing it. All right. Posted subject revision classes in many courses, different courses. I'm not so sure what is this. Perhaps you can highlight on what's the impact of having that revision classes. Okay. How many people that you help from this activity? Organize online engineering courses in different engineering fields. This also you can improve further in terms of the achievement. Organize online engineering courses. Of course, in different engineering fields, right? If it's engineering courses, of course, it involve different fields. Maybe you can eliminate this sentence. Instead of organize, maybe you can change to led online engineering or conducted online engineering, or what else other than organize? Manage online engineering courses, initiated online engineering courses to help 40 students working or who are studying from home. All right. Or are you actually give any mentoring colleague here? Are you actually tutoring any of the students here? Do you have any experience?
Yes.
Yes, then you should mention
Yes,
about
in some subjects. Yeah.
Yes, that was more impactful rather than just organizing courses. You know, when you mention about your involvement as a mentor, as a tutor, that shows that you have a very good leadership skills in terms of communication, in terms of humility, respect for others. Not everyone can mentor other people. So not everyone can mentor other people. What else? There's a lot of leadership skills involved when you actually do coaching or mentoring or tutoring. Okay. All right. In terms of software, this is good. You just list down whatever that you have learned, whatever that you have. Those are all software skills. Of course, if you want to be more marketable, you need to learn what else. What are other software skills that is required in the industry today? But I think this one are good already. MATLAB, Quarters. Okay, this is good. Skills, yes. You just list down. Application, bar chart, graph here. Practical experience. This is good achievement, Khalid. Apply the safety standards in the real transmission tower with ensuring that operating a transmission line is 100% safe to maintain. Or ensuring. I hope that you say, maybe you can change a little bit. Apply the safety standards in the real transmission tower with ensuring that resulted into 100%
Safety maintenance.
safety to maintain. Yes, that resulted to. Do you show us the result? Okay, that shows that you have done something good during your internship. These are all only your jobs, right? Your duties, right? So you can change this into something that you have done good. Okay. Okay, virtual online you got introduction. Okay, this one also you have to change a little bit in terms of the wording. Put it more, highlight more achievements in that one. Okay. This is good. This is good. Okay. I have problems in terms of your achievement because I'm not able to understand the context. Okay. That's why just now I'm asking who's actually organized this program? What is this program? Okay. Because sometimes we're not sure in terms of the context because I'm not sure on the prestige of the program. How good is the program? What is the standard? Is it international? Is it national level? Or is it, self-driven? Or is it you've been appointed or you've been elected to join this one? If you are being selected out of hundreds of participants, for example, you should highlight this one to show that this is something unique, something prestigious, something which is not everyone can have these achievements, right? Highlight that one. So maybe you can share about global online competitive problems-based learning student exchange program with Malaysia, Japan, Indonesia, you mentioned just now, right? And then awarded best prototype of the program, best prototype competition, best prototype of the program. Okay. Al Faisal Without Borders Foundation. What is this? Is this a sport tournament? Or is this a leadership program?
Student competition, yes, between schools.
So I'm not so sure about what is this. So if I'm not sure what is this program, I will not be able to assess whether this is a good achievement or not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on the level. Is it national or international? I'm not sure what kind of program is this. Perhaps you can elaborate a little bit further, Khalid, on this one. Okay, so that people can understand. All right, language is good. 6.5 in IELTS, Arabic native, or Dutch beginner level A2. This is good. Language, you don't have to mention about, you know, the skill 100%, you are 100% good. You just have to mention whether it's native or you're beginner or this is your professional language. For example, English is your professional language. You need to use English to communicate to others just for the sake of professionalism, for something formal, right? It's not to do things, for example. So English, Dutch, Arabic. This is good. Okay. Thank you very much, Khalid, for submitting this. I think this is a very good resume. You can further improve later on. If you want to share your revised resume, you can contact me via LinkedIn. You just share your resume in my inbox, and then I can help to further improve in terms of your resume. Thank you, Khalid. Are we good?
Welcome, sir. Yeah.
Any question? Okay. All right. So I think who's next? Who else would like me to revise their resume? Because the rest, I'm not actually, the rest of the resumes are not that good enough. Are not that good enough, Rahman. I'm afraid that I'm going to have to do a lot of revision. Actually, it's below, if I'm giving score, right, to the resume, it's actually below 50% in terms of the content, in terms of the layout, design, in terms of the impactful information. All other resumes are actually below 50%. So some of the good resume is actually inilah Khalid resume, one of the good one.
Maybe Mr. Nizam, you can highlight like the most issues that you have seen in the, or the most mistakes that you have seen in those resumes, and like propose a solution or suggestion for you to make it much better.
Okay. Most common is there is no accomplishments in the resume. Everything that you write in the resume is just information. It's just what you have done in the past, what you need to do in the past, right? We don't want to know what you did. We want to know what you have accomplished. That's number one. And majority of the resume did not have a good personal statement. You only have a career objective. You have a, summary information, background information. I'm a highly self-motivated PhD candidate with demonstrated research expertise in growing renewable energy technologies. Strong interpersonal skills. This is something that you have now, right? But you did not actually highlight what is unique about you. Of course, a PhD candidate, of course, you need to have a passion. You need to have a very good research expertise. But how are you better compared to other PhD candidates, right? So those are the things that you need to further improve. Even there's one resume, he put a professional summary, something like this. I finished my second year of bachelor degree engineering, and I'm looking forward to work in a field similar to my field of study to gain experience and increase my knowledge in my field. This is something expected. You don't have to put it in your resume. Okay, you really need to improve in terms of the personal statement. Okay, majority of the resume have difficulty in terms of the personal statement or profile summary. That's number one. Number two is the accomplishment. You only list down what you have done instead of you telling your accomplishments. And then design. I think majority of the resume, the design is either crowded or not consistent. It's not consistent. I would say it's not consistent. The font, the style, the margin, the layout is not consistent. So when I look at your resume, I feel like, oh, this is not a structured resume. There is one resume which is I like in terms of the design. I'm not sure whether he's here or not. Naif Ahmed. Are you here, Naif Ahmed? I think I like your resume design. Naif Ahmed. Is he here?
Can't see his name here in the list.
Yeah, his resume is beautiful, but the content is not, can be further improved. Okay, the content can be further improved, but the design is good. It's very, it's beautiful, it's consistent, it's not too crowded. The spacing, the font style is all consistent throughout the resume. Of course, the content can be further improved. And then also we have another resume which is quite good. Omar Amgad Mohammed Abdul Monin El Sayed. Are you here, Omar?
Yes, hello.
Okay. Yeah, Omar. I think your resume is more or less similar to the template given by Harvard. Okay, more or less similar to by Harvard, which is you focus on, just a simple template, simple design, and then you put in all the information. in terms of the design, it's more or less similar to the template given by Harvard. But in terms of the content, you can further improve in terms of your profile, personal statement. Yes, you have a very good summary of relevant coursework, education, technical skills, activities. And maybe you can further improve in terms of the activities, Omar. We have more experience or activities in your resume. Or if you don't have any experience in any internship experience, you don't have any curriculum experience, you can put in your publications, you can put in your articles, you can put in your achievements. Sometimes you don't have to wait for a big achievement just to put in your resume. Sometimes you can award yourself as well. Award yourself something like, you attended classes with no MC, for example, right? That shows that you are a very hardworking person. So you completed your studies within 4 years, right? That's also an achievement for you, all right? And how you can actually get to study in Malaysia. I think that not everyone can get to study in Malaysia, especially those coming from foreign countries, right? What are the things that you have done to make sure that you can survive in Malaysia, in different countries, foreign countries, right? You must have strong resilience. You must have resilience. You must have a very good relationship with your friends, with your lecturers, right? You can put certain information in your resume as well. That can be called as interpersonal skills. Okay, interpersonal skills in which you're able to survive in a foreign country. If you don't have other achievements, if you don't have other curriculum achievements, you can create something to show that you are worth, okay, for any position in any organization.
Excuse me. Does courses, for example, considered as achievements?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why you put all the A+ coursework, right? Which is very good. You put all these courses with A+. Perhaps you can put some of the projects or assignments that you have done for each subject. That's also considered as an achievement, all right? But it's more towards more on the educational achievement. Right? You put in some of the good assignments, all right? Because sometimes when we give you job, we want to see something that you have done before in the universities, right? Something that you're familiar. So share with us your projects, your assignments, your group, your group study project, right? You can put it in your resume so that, or else your information is not that impactful, Omar. So you can add on other information. I think you have it. It's just that you did not put it in your resume. Is it correct, Omar?
I think, yeah.
I think you have more than this. You just have to put a thought on it, have a good self-reflection, and then you can actually add on more information in your resume.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. The rest, I think you require a lot more improvement. I think you can take a look at my presentation just now, right? Some of you actually, I don't know whether you are using form style. Some of you are using form style. So form style to create a resume, it's like a form filling, Instead of creating a resume, you're actually giving me like a completed form. So resume is not a form, okay? It's not a form, okay? Employment form, yes. When you get a job, we give you the form that you have to fill up your important details. That one is a form, but resume is not a form, okay? It's not a form filling. It's not a form filling practice lah. It's actually to showcase your brand, to showcase your strength, to showcase your achievements and accomplishments. I think that's all, Abdul Rahman. The rest, I think, more or less the same feedback to everyone. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Let me share a summary from my PowerPoint presentation on the typical mistakes okay, in a resume. And I noticed some of the mistakes also happen from this resume as well. Okay. Number one, you don't have to translate the university name. Use the full name of the university, which is University Technology Malaysia, because it is a special name. You cannot use the short form, UTM, no. Because your resume, you never know who's going to read your resume, right? Perhaps someone from France, someone from Europe, someone from America going to read your resume, and then they will try to search in Google, what is UTM? But if you put University Technology Malaysia, they will be able to find the official website of University Technology Malaysia. So do not actually change the name of the university because it's a proper noun. It's a special name. All right. And then use standard position title, a good position title, regardless in your curriculum achievements, regardless in your working experience, a good position title is classified. We know whether it's head or is it a participant. Okay, it reflects the job level and we know the reputation and the specialty area. That's what I did with Khalid just now, right? So I'm trying to understand what is this program because I'm not able to understand the job level, the reputation and the specialty area. I'm not sure. So perhaps you can further refine how you put the standard position title, okay, or standard information in your resume. The email title must be professional, not too lengthy, similar to your full name. Some of you, I noticed that you are using short form. For example, if Muhammad Nizam Ahmad, MNA, okay, you just put the short form. Sometimes it's not encouraged. Why? Because when I'm trying to search your email, I'm going to search by your name, Abdul Rahman. I will search for Abdul Rahman. Okay, I will not search for what is short form of your name? ARAT, for example, right? I'm not going to search for the short form. I'm going to search for Abdul Rahman. I want to find your resume. I will search for your full name. So that's why I encourage you to create a new email using your name. At least the first word lah. At least the first word is actually your full name. Okay. Avoid spelling mistake. There are so many spelling mistakes in your resume just now. I think cooperation and cooperation. Those are two different words. Huh? Avoid spelling mistake in the header, especially you put it in bold, especially you put it in underline. Please do proofreading lah. Do a proofreading. I think Abdul Rahman, you have a very good English. Maybe you can help to proofread most of the resumes as well. All right. And then when you are submitting your resume later on for job application, do not send your resume to multiple receivers with multiple attachments. Normally, if you're doing cold applications, right, you just want to apply for any jobs, right? You just apply here and there. Normally, you just send your resume. That's good enough. Or perhaps cover letter. Or cover letter, you can put it in the email body and then you attach your resume. All right, that's good enough. That's for cold application. You just want to apply for a job. But if you actually you have been identified to attend interview, you have been called by HR, and then you can give all the other documents, all right? Your certificates, if they're asking for it, they will ask for more information, for more document. Then you can give all the other attachments. But if it's just for the job application, just give the resume and cover letter. That's good enough. Okay. I think that's all. Thank you very much, Abdul Rahman. We can open for Q&A. Do we still have time for Q&A?
We could make a time for the Q&A session. Because after that, we'll end it, inshallah. So if anybody guys have a question or anyone have a question, feel free to open your microphone and ask, or just type it in the chat box. So yeah. Does anyone have a question?
I have, yeah. Can I ask?
Yes. Who is that?
Khalid.
Yes, Khalid.
Some of my achievements, I'm doing it like I'm making it larger than it should be. I did like an internship and I have experience, but I didn't do the actual work that engineers do. It was like near to taking a course. So when I wrote in my resume, I wrote it like I was an engineer. I was doing engineering job. Is that okay to do so?
You're telling that you're doing, when you want to write about your internship, you are not doing engineering job, is it, Khalid?
Yes, it wasn't actually what I was doing. I was learning, but not actually doing practical job.
So if you're only learning, you just say that you learn about what? What is it? You learn about blah, 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 blah in the internship experience. Or you apply learning on blah, 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 blah. Sometimes the learning is also something that we look for. We want someone who actually learned about certain things. Do not lie if you're not doing it. So you cannot say that you are doing it even though you're not doing it. All right. If you're only learning about it, so you can just say that you learn about this, or you applied certain things, or what else you understood about, okay? Or you realize is too not that impactful lah. Something like that, Khalid. Do you get it?
Yes. Another question. I have an experience, but I don't have any proof. I don't have certificates, or even the coding files is not available. So can I write about it that I did something, but I don't have the proof that I did it?
Normally, me as an interviewer or me as an HR, I don't have time to look at your certificate sometimes. Okay? We don't look at your certificate. What matters is during the interview, you can talk about your experience doing that role, or doing by having the experience, you can talk about it. You can talk about what do you learn, what do you experience, what are the lessons learned, what are the values that you get from those experiences. That is more important than a certificate. If you're able to explain and elaborate it during the interview, it is good enough for us. Okay, you can put it in your resume, it's fine. Okay, and sometimes we're gonna ask questions based on your resume. Okay, Khalid, can you share with me your experience in this program, for example? Of course, you don't have a certificate, but if you can talk about it, it's fine. It's fine. This is not about you getting a scholarship. You're going to calculate how many certificates that you have. This is not about what to give you award in the university to see how many certificates you have. No, this is about yourself, how you bring up your character, how you actually build your character, and how you show this is you. Okay, based on all the experience, regardless you have certificate or not, you can put it. But as of course, do not lie. If you don't have the certificate, do not join the program. Do not lie. If you don't have the certificate, but you join the program, it's fine. You can put it in the resume. It's fine for us. Okay?
Okay,
We good?
sure. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Very good questions. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Dam, here is also another question. Nuruddin is asking, is something like what's your hobbies question really matter?
Sorry, are you asking question, Abdurrahman?
Yeah, it's a question here in the chat box from Nuruddin. So if you can see it, open the chat box.
Okay, it's something like what's your hobbies question really matter? Hobbies, is it? Okay, as I mentioned just now, hobbies or something, your interest beyond your field of study, all right, it's actually just to spark interest, or just to spark some colors, just to put some colors to your resume, right? Again, I give you the analogy of you when you have a girl that you like, right? When you look at a beautiful girl, of course, you have an impression. But imagine that you find a girl that has the same interest, same hobby like yours. So you feel like, oh, this is a destiny for me. This is a fate for me to meet this girl. So essentially, it creates something in common. Okay, and when you find something in common between yourself and the employer, okay, then it's actually matter. Then it matters, right? Because you're able to create that, that impression, that interest, same interest, common interest, mutual interest between the employer and also yourself. Okay, what even matter is actually how that hobbies, okay, develop your character as a good employee. Okay, how that hobbies help you to develop a very good character as a person. For example, right, if your hobby is actually gambling, for example, right, your hobby is actually alcoholism. I don't know whether alcoholism can consider as a hobby. Yeah? Your hobby is actually gossiping. It does not have to be your character, right? So do not put it in your resume. Or even some organization might have negative perceptions towards computer game. Sorry, I understand that most of the students, they like computer game, but somehow it creates negative perception. So do not put that in your resume. Unless you are a software developer, for example. You are a software developer, you like to create games, you like to create game, and then you are also a gamer. So I think that somehow aligned to your field of study. That is fine. But if it's just for fun, you are playing computer game, you put it in your hobby section, right? And then your CGPA is 2.0. And people will think, we have a negative perception about you. Oh, maybe his GPA is low because he like playing computer games. So think again before you put your hobbies, or even you want to answer during the interview. You want to answer some questions during the interview. What is your hobbies? Be careful. Make sure that whatever hobbies it is, whatever interest that you have, it helps you to develop a very good character about yourself. Okay. For example, my hobby is writing. My hobby is TikTok, because it helps me to develop content. It helps me to help other people. That's something that we actually look forward to, instead of just mentioning your hobbies. I hope I'm answering your question, Nuruddin. Okay.
All right. So I think we're running out of time, so I'm sorry that we have to end this. So here's a question. Can you take it, or Salam?
I can read the question. In the Malaysian market, especially when applying for internships, how important is adding a personal picture? Is it a requirement? I like this question, all right? Again, Malaysian, I would say Asian as well, they like to see picture, especially if it is a beautiful picture. Okay, if it is not, it's okay. If you don't put your picture, it's fine, it's okay. But if you put your picture, make sure it's a very good picture of yourself. All right. You have the right not to put any picture, regardless whether it's a requirement or not by the company. You have the right not to share your picture. Okay. But if they actually request for a picture, normally they will request for a picture during the data gathering, or for them to create a record about the employee, right? They will ask for a picture. That one is fine. Okay. But in the resume, you have the right not to put your picture. And if they are asking for a picture, maybe you can ask, you can tell them, why don't you call for an interview? I can show, we can meet face to face, right, during the interview. You know, you can also say something like that, right? But I have to be transparent. Sometimes those with personal pitch have better advantage to be accepted, right? To be shortlisted, not accepted, to be shortlisted for the next stage. Those with personal pitch will have better chance to get shortlisted. Not because they are handsome, they are beautiful, no, because they are confident. The photo is actually translated into being confident, all right? It showcases your appearance, your personality as well sometimes. It shows people that you are confident with your face, you know how to dress up, you know how to define professionalism in a photo, you know to differentiate between a selfie and also a formal photo. So that shows your maturity. Sometimes it shows your maturity level as well. All right. So it's beyond having a handsome or beautiful picture on you. Okay. So it's good you have maybe international student, Yemen, international student society. You can actually organize a photo shoot session for everybody. Make sure everyone look good in a photo. Use like your organization poster, right? Your organization poster is very good photo, right? Use it for everyone. Do it for everyone, then everyone can use that photo for the profile picture. Please do. Okay. Another question, Salim Sulaiman. For the pitch, is it compulsory to have official one, or is it okay to put casual pitch? Can you see my picture on the screen? That one is good enough. It's actually smart casual. Nowadays, people, if you are too smart, people will think that you are nerd. You are like a nerd. People might think that you are too confident of yourself. You are too, too much of yourself, self-centered, right? So I would prefer something casual. You're still wearing your jacket, your blazer, but you're not wearing any tie. What's more important is your face. Your face is, it's bright enough. You can see your face and has a positive energy. Positive energy. Even my face in this photo is not that positive. It's not that good. It does not give a very good vibe here. Perhaps you can smile and show some teeth, okay? Something like that. Okay. Okay. Like Abdul Rahman. Okay, like Abdul Rahman now. He's smiling with you can see some of his teeth, right? So that is good enough. Shows the positive vibe.
Having a connection issue.
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, nice. Okay. I had an issue with my internet, and now it's good.
So casual pitch is okay as long as, but I would encourage you to use blazer instead of wearing t-shirt, instead of wearing round neck t-shirt. please use a formal clothes lah. Okay. Any other questions? I hope I'm answering your question, Salim Sulaiman.
Excuse me. What is the best size of the font and resume for the main keywords or for the details?
My recommendation just now is between 10 to 12. Smallest is 10, biggest is 12 font size. Normally my resume, I will just use font size 10 or 11. 10 or 11. It should be fine.
All right, thank you.
You?
All right. So is there another question, guys? Because we've already like went more than the time expected. So yeah. So we're sorry if we have delayed anything for you, or you were busy and you had to go. So by now, I think we have to end our session. So on behalf of ISS-Yemen, we'd like to give special thanks to Mr. Nawab Ahmed for this amazing and insightful session, and also for his valuable time that he gave us to give us this insightful information. We'd also like to thank you or to thank all participants for participating in this workshop. And we wish you a good night. So, but before that, I just want to share something we've made, like a small gift to thank Mr. Nawab for this amazing session. We have created this, or we have, or we are pleased to give you this certificate of appreciation. Do you see it in the screen or?
Yes, I can see
Hello?
that.
All right. All right.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank you very much to the International Student Society. This is organized by Yemeni Student Society, UTM Johor Bahru. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome. So, thank you too for your time and for this amazing session. So from here, guys, we'd like all of you to open your cameras to take a photo session as a memorable thing between us. And
yes, please. Normally, this is the most difficult part.
yeah, I think indeed.
Everyone is shy. Now I can see some of the good faces. Yes.
Come on, guys, don't be shy. The attendance form was already sent in the chat box, and I sent it now. Okay.
Once again, thank you very much to all of you who are attending. I hope that you'll be able to understand. I'm trying to use a simple language throughout the presentation just now. I hope you'll be able to understand and relate to my content. But if you have any difficulty, follow my LinkedIn. So because I'm sharing a lot of information about resume writing as well in LinkedIn via writing.
We'll do so. We'll share. We actually had made a WhatsApp group for the participants. So hopefully we'll share the LinkedIn account for Mr. Nawab Ahmed.
Yeah.
You can connect with him and feel free to get as much information as you can from his experience.
Yes.
Okay. So all of you guys, is anybody still preparing himself, or take the now?
Positive smile, good vibe.
Guys.
Yeah, that's how you should practice for your resume, for your photo.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Nice one. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Nice. This is the first one. I'm gonna need to take a second one to make sure all of you okay. So 1, 2, and again 3. Nice.
how you should look in a resume. Everyone looks so handsome and beautiful.
All right. And they're done. Nice. Okay. So thank you all for attending. From here, we've already took like 15 minutes more than none, but we hope that it was worth it and formative talk or workshop to you. We'd like to wish you a good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, Abdul Rahman.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Bye.
Good night.
So, okay, as we said before, we will send the link for Mr. Nawam Ahmed LinkedIn on the WhatsApp group.
Thank you. Abdul Rahman, I'm going to share the presentation slide as well to you, and then you can share to the rest.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. I'm going to share the presentation slide as well.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Bye bye. Good night.